My name is Dieke and welcome to this feminine yoga class, which is specifically designed to really get you out of your head, connected back to your body and to your feminine essence. This class is a little slower, a little softer. I'll be inviting you, while we're using the classical asanas of a yoga practice that you might be familiar with, to also really tune in with your body. Maybe you want to sort of color a little bit outside of the lines. So the focus is really on discovering and connecting to your intuitive flow within the practice. And besides that, it's really just bringing in a little bit more playfulness, a little bit more exploration, and just really a deep nourishment for your feminine energy. Okay? 1 bell marks the start and 3 bells mark the end of this practice. For now, we're going to actually start off lying down, so you can come to lie down and I'll join you there in a moment. So just making yourself really comfortable, so letting your legs fall open, feet out, arms by your side, palms facing up. And while you're lying down, I'm going to ask you again, are you truly comfortable? Is there any other way you can make yourself even more comfortable here? Maybe you want to still fidget around or grab a blanket or just anything, but really tuning in. What could make this even more comfortable where you're at right now? And once you're there, you can close your eyes and taking here a moment to just thank yourself for showing up and for creating this time and space for yourself, for your body, for your feminine power. And so while you're lying down, I want you to bring the focus towards your breathing. If you like, you can place your hands either on your lower belly, on your womb. This is one of the first feminine power centers in your body, energetically as well as physically. And so just placing your hands there, noticing how your hands gently rise with every inhale and gently drop with every exhale. And then let's take 3 breaths here all together. Really breathing into that space below your hands. Taking a breath in. And with a relaxed mouth, relaxed jaw, side out. And breath in. Side out. And one more time, breath in. And side out. And then from here, bringing some gentle movement into your toes, into your feet. Maybe moving your feet around. Maybe pointing and flexing, or some circles in the ankles. And from here, bending the knees, placing the feet down on the mat initially, and just giving your legs a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a shimmy. And then from here, letting the knees come into your chest, giving yourself a loving hug. And from here, we're going to come into a happy baby pose. So knees open wide. You're going to see if you can grab the outside of your feet, your elbows on the inside of your knees, and then pointing the feet up towards the sky. You can also do this by grabbing your toes, or maybe it's your ankles, your calves. But we're trying here to go for a little bit of an opening in the hips. And if you like, you can gently rock from left to right. Your chin can be slightly in towards your chest, so you're lengthening in the neck. And also really tuning in with all those points where your spine is actually connecting with the floor and lengthening out here. And then from here, you can just come into a little bit of hip exploration. So we have the hips out wide, so you can either place your hands on your knees and coming into some hip circles, or maybe you want to just like really squeeze one leg in, the other leg in, or maybe even feet out wide. So as I mentioned in the beginning, I'll be inviting you to really explore and tune in with your intuitive movement too, letting your body guide you. And so here specifically the hips, is there any other stretch that you can connect to or that it needs? And just playing around a little bit. The feminine is also really about this sense of just playfulness, aliveness. And then from here, we're going to raise the legs up to the sky, coming into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. But initially, let's just give the legs a little bit of a shake. If you're noticing you really need to grab or hold on with your core muscles here, you can place your hands under your bum also, a little lift there. Just give the legs a little shake, a little shimmy. And maybe a deep breath. And then placing one leg down, you can place that foot down, and you lift the other leg up. You can hold behind the hamstring, behind the calf, or maybe you can even reach all the way for the toes, just coming into a little bit of a hamstring stretch. It's not like a real big forcing, but just a gentle guiding or a gentle pulsing. You can play around also with pointing or flexing your toes. It creates a slightly different sensation in the leg, or rotating from the ankle. Amazing. And it's always nice to really connect to your body, so maybe just kind of like stroking up and down with your hands, really feeling, touching, physically connecting to your body. And switching legs, so that leg comes down, and we're lifting the other leg up, coming into a hamstring stretch, back line stretch of that other leg. And you might notice that your left and right side are different. That's very, very normal. And also here, being gentle with your body and curious. Where's your body at? How does it feel? Amazing. And again, invitation here to just really touch that leg, feel your body. And placing that foot down. One more time, a little shimmy. And then from here, we're going to find a way to come up to a seated position. So I'd like to maybe sort of like rock up and down a few times. I like this sort of playfulness of it, and also the massaging out of my spine. But you find your own way, coming up to a seated position. And then from here, we're going to cross at the ankles, coming straight away into a cat-cow position. So hands are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And from here, we're going to arch and round to the spine. So in breath, belly drops, chest moves forwards, and gently maybe gazing up. Exhale, chin to chest, stomach in, rounding, pressing the mat away. And once you've got that movement syncing up with your own rhythm of your breathing, of your breath, and you can also close your eyes and just taking a moment here to tune in with your spine. How does your spine feel? And then from here, I want to give you again a little bit of space to color outside of the structure of the classical cat-cow. And just see if your body wants to move in any other way. And see if you can bring a little bit of fluidity in your spine. And think about sort of waves, flowy motion, sort of intuitive movement, exploring how your body feels, what it needs. And once in a while, just allowing yourself to take a deep breath. Beautiful. And so wherever you are at, coming back to that neutral spine. And from here, we're going to lower the body down. So gently lowering down, activating your core, coming to lie down on your belly. And from here, we're going to come into a cobra pose. So top of the feet are on the mat, fingertips in line with the shoulders, rolling the shoulders back, hugging the elbows in. Chin can be on the mat, and then on your breath, just lifting up the chest. And see if you can hang out in a space where you can still actually breathe. So we're strengthening here the spine. You can activate and squeeze your legs, pressing the top of your feet into the floor, into the mat. And slowly coming back down. And then from here, we're going to place the fingertips out wide. And we're going to just sync up with the breath and also see if we can create a little bit of fluidity. So in breath, lifting up, out breath, flowing down. And finding your flow in this. Beautiful. One more wave. And then from here, hands, fingertips again in line with the shoulders, pressing yourself back up. Strong core. Big toes touch, knees out wide, coming into a child's pose. So that means we're stretching the fingertips forwards and your bum goes towards your heels. And so you're lengthening in the spine as well as an opening in the hips. And then from here, again, coming on top of the fingertips. And again, exploring a little bit of movement here. Maybe swaying your upper body left and right. Maybe walking the fingertips a certain way. And again, while you're exploring, you're just sensing what that does in your body. Where are these sensations? And at the same time, you're tuning in. Is there a place where your body is like, oh yes, I really need this stretch? Amazing. And slowly here, just curling yourself up. Chin to chest, you're rounding yourself up your spine. Chin comes up last. And so here we're sitting, we can bring the knees close together. And from here, we're going to sink this up into a little sort of sitting sun salute. And we'll do one all together. And then there's two where I'll slowly guide, but still the invitation is to find your own flow with it. And then one completely free flow. Okay? So arms just resting by your side. In breath here, reaching the arms overhead, lengthening up, maybe looking up, a gentle back bend. Exhale, placing the hands down, coming into that cat-cow space. Take a good breath here. And exhale, you're lowering down. Knees, chest, chin down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, pressing up into that child's pose. In breath here. Out breath, gently rounding all the way up. In breath, arms overhead. And exhale, hands down, palms can come in front of your heart. Beautiful. And again, in breath, reaching up. And if there's any other way you'd like to reach up or explore here, feel free to play a little. Beautiful. And then coming into that cat-cow. And also here, if there's any way that you'd like to move and flow, feel free. And lowering down to your belly. And again, also here, playing, flowing, tuning in with your body. Pressing back up into a child's pose. And also here, feel free to explore a little bit before rounding up. Lifting the arms back up. And slowly coming back down. So we're going to do that one more time. Here the invitation is to really tune in with your body. Find your flow. Play around. It's not about the perfect alignment, the perfect pose. I want you to have fun and at the same time feel and find that yummy space. And that space where your body is like, yes, this is what I need. So go ahead. I'll gently guide the structure. So lengthening up. And eventually you're coming into that cat-cow pose. And finding your way eventually down into your variation and flow of the cobra. Making yourself into a child's pose or any other sort of variation. And eventually rounding up. And coming back to where you started. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to come to a cross-legged seated position. And we're going to close off this practice. And just finishing off here with a little twist. So you can keep your hips anchored down. You can place one hand on your knee, the other one behind your back. Lengthen up and you twist. But also here, again, feel free to sort of play. And coming into the other side too. Before twist, it's really nice to anchor the hips down, to lengthen up to create that space and gently twist. from the lower, middle, upper spine, eventually maybe from the neck too. And I like to always swing my arms a little around here. Beautiful. And then just finishing off here with just a few moments of stillness to let that integrate, to let that settle. Placing your hands on your knees or resting somewhere in your lap. And allowing yourself to become a witness of your body, your mind, your emotions, sensations. And these 3 bells mark the end of this feminine yoga practice. You can bring your hands in front of your chest or third eye, thanking yourself again for showing up. And thank you for practicing with me today. Now, if you would like to live your life more from this feminine essence, that part of you that flows, that truly feels, is connected to her body, connected to her aliveness, this playfulness, then I'd love to invite you to check out my 5-day feminine embodied morning routine, where basically I'm going to be sending you a practice every day which helps you to connect to your feminine essence, to your body, first thing in the morning. And it's designed for you to start to understand how your life, how your days can transform when you prioritize this part of you instead of that part of you that just turns on and goes and does and achieves. And so if that's something that you felt the call to, then check it out. It's completely for free. All the information is down below in the description. And besides that, don't forget to like, to subscribe to my channel, and please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to know how this practice was for you. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one.